Dynatek ignition on the Polaris RZR. I've already installed it. I figured this would be a little bit easier to show you where the connections is, give you a couple of pointers along the way. This ignition, like the MSD for the Rhino, it's something good to build from. To manipulate fuel, you'll need to buy the serial controller, and also if you want to be able to access the 4 timing curves that are already in it, you just can't get to them, you'll need a serial controller. The good thing about getting it us from here at HunterWorks is what I found out I can do is I can go in and make a fuel map ahead with the serial programmer and program it for you, so you don't have to do the work. No air-fuel ratio gauge, no serial programming. Now with this particular RZR, I put it on there, and with a base map as it comes, I topped out around 60 miles an hour. I went in there with a fuel map, played with it, and I got it up to about 65. This thing was running really rich from the factory, and I leaned it down in the mid-range and in the top end, and it worked a lot better. I'm going to get a customer in here who has a RZR and a Muzzy pipe and do a fuel map for him too. So we'll have it for a stock RZR and for a Muzzy pipe. But I'm going to show you guys where the connections are. No big deal. Okay, I wouldn't say this is the first connector, but this is a connector. I'll tell you up under the transmission, pay no attention to this blue. This will not come on it. This is something I do on programming. But you'll splice in here. I'll say splice, but you unplug the connector, plug the 2 in here. Okay, this right here is the throttle position sensor, TPS. Alright, now it was way back in there. The instructions tell you to take this duct loose. There's 2 clips under here. I was able to clip a wire tie on the wire harness back in here and get my connection down to where I could access it and make my connection. So there's your throttle position connection. Okay, now let's see, get you a good angle on here. Okay, right here under your coil pack, let me back you up. Right here under the coil pack, you'll find your injector wires. Okay, don't pay attention to that just yet. Your injector wires, alright? Now it tells you which one to connect to. Well, let me give you some advice. Only disconnect one at a time and then reconnect the interconnect between it, because you get a male and a female and it goes in line. Do them one at a time, and that way, because if you pull both of them, you won't know which one goes to which on the injectors. Okay, so here they are. This is their spot where they already was. I didn't move them. The next thing you do here at the ignition is right up to the top of the coil pack, the stock wiring harness plugs into it. Okay, you're going to disconnect it, and I happen to have duct tape, not electric tape. So you want to wrap it up and get it away, and you're going to be plugging the Dynatek ignition harness right into the coil pack. Okay, alright, the last connection that you're going to make is down here on the ground strap. Alright, get you, here we go, down here on the ground. There's a bolt right here in the bottom of the RZR. You just unscrew it with a 3/8 screw, put the ground wire back on it, screw it back down. And lastly is where you mount the box. Okay, what you do is you take the 2 screws out of the stock ECU, and the Dynatek comes with 2 additional screws that are longer, and you just screw it right piggyback on top of it. Now this plug in here is for the serial programmer to be plugged into, and this is like a well, I'm trying to think of a good use for it, but it's an RPM activated switch, say nitrous or something like that. If you needed it to come in a certain RPM, you could program it, and then this would turn the solenoid on. So those are just extra, the programming side, and then an extra feature wire. Okay, really not a whole lot to this little unit far as installation. It took me probably 15 minutes. Like I said, I spent some time making some field maps and double checking everything, and read the tech article to give you my times and what changed and what didn't change, horsepower, the whole 9 yards. Is this something I'd want to do? For sure, because you're going to gain some top end, and it makes something that you can build from. So if you make any engine mods, exhaust, or whatever, if you buy the serial controller or buy matching parts from us, then you can change your maps. Anyway, if you guys have any questions on it, give me a call here at Hunter Works.